Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today we're tackling something that is literally changing how we work day by day. To really navigate today's super crowded AI landscape, we've kind of got to shift our mindset. We need to start treating AI models exactly like specific apps on our phones, rather than just relying on one giant generalist tool to do absolutely everything. So let's build your ultimate AI toolbelt by comparing the absolute best models for specific tasks. Okay, let's dive into this menu. We're going to systematically break down this chaotic landscape, category by category. We'll start by looking at apps versus the actual AI brains, then evaluate the heavyweight text chatbots, dive into the open source movement, look at media generation, explore the massive shift toward AI agents, and finally, figure out how to choose your perfect stack.
All right, section one, apps versus the AI brain.
Now, I want to challenge a really common misconception right off the bat. ChatGPT, it actually isn't the model itself. The app, whether we're talking about ChatGPT or the Gemini app or Claude's website, is really just a door. They have different logos, different interfaces, sure, but underneath those doors are massive AI brains doing the actual heavy lifting. Think of them as highly caffeinated autocomplete. At their core, they're just predicting the next word, one token at a time. And as these models get bigger and pack in more parameters, they recognize and predict some incredibly complex patterns.
And to really grasp what these brains can do, we have to talk about the context window. Basically, this is the amount of information an AI model can hold in its short-term memory during a single conversation. To put that into perspective, if a model has a massive context window, you could literally paste an entire novel into the chat, ask it to find plot holes or contradictions, and it'll do it perfectly without forgetting what you said 3 sentences ago. It is a total game changer.
Moving on to section two, the heavyweight text chatbots. There is a lot to unpack here, so let's run through the biggest generalist and specialist models out there right now. GPT 5.2 is basically your flagship all-rounder. Its biggest advantage? A massive ecosystem with a huge plugin library. Then you have Google's Gemini 3.1 Pro. This thing is quietly pulling ahead, actually scoring around 95% on the super competitive AME math exam. Plus, it rocks a staggering 2 million token context window baked straight into Google Workspace apps. Then there's Anthropic's Claude, Opus 4.6. This model completely dominates in real-world software tests, making it the absolute go-to specialist for coding and deep analysis. And finally, Grok 4. Its killer feature is real-time X integration. It pulls trending discussions instantly and has a really refreshing conversational tone.
And speaking of tone, this quote right here brilliantly captures why developers absolutely love Claude. Claude is widely known as the least sycophantic major model out there. As the quote says, if your idea is flawed, it'll tell you why. If I wanted someone to tell me all my ideas are great, I'd just talk to my mom, right? It is the perfect specialist for professionals who need honest, structured, deep analysis, not just a friendly chatbot that's going to nod along and agree with everything you say. All right, section 3, going local and open source.
So what if you don't want to rent your AI from big tech? What if you want to own it? Well, look at this number. 2.7%. That is roughly how much it costs to run the fully open source DeepSeek R1 model compared to the pricing for GPT-4o. This completely proves that frontier AI no longer requires a billion-dollar budget. Despite some data privacy chatter regarding its Chinese origins, the reality is you can download it and run it entirely locally on your own machine. Your data never leaves your computer. And the benefits of running local models are huge. You get full control on your own hardware, complete offline data privacy, no monthly subscriptions, and absolutely no API fees. It's your AI, your rules, and, well, your electricity bill. We're seeing incredible open source models right now. Meta's Llama 4 pushing 400 billion parameters, Alibaba's Qwen 3.5, GLM5, Kimi K2.5, and Europe's Mistral. The tools have made setup so easy that the expensive gaming GPUs sitting on your desk can now get a second job running top-tier intelligence right in your home. But hey, maybe you don't want to mess with local hardware, but you still want the best of everything. Let's compare paying for all those individual subscriptions versus using an aggregator like Perplexity. Perplexity uses a model called Sonar, and it acts kind of like a streaming bundle for intelligence. It actively searches the live web for cited sources, so it brings actual receipts instead of just guessing, and it lets you access GPT, Claude, Gemini, Grok, and Kimi all in one single place. Pretty sweet deal. Moving on to section 4, mastering media generation. Let's shift gears to the visual side of things and match you with your perfect image generator. If you need cinematic artistic beauty, Midjourney is still the undisputed king.
Need ease of use and, the ability to actually spell words correctly in your images? DALL-E 3 is your best bet. Actually, fun fact, DALL-E 3 is the engine powering ChatGPT's images behind the scenes, just like Grok Image powers Grok's visuals. Now, if you need perfect prompt accuracy, like the image exactly matches what you typed, the open source Flux is your leader. And if you want unmatched customization and control, Stable Diffusion 3.5 is absolutely the way to go. Video generation is also moving at just a breakneck speed. Sora 2 from OpenAI leads the pack in cinematic quality, realistic physics, and synced audio, running about $20 a month. But contrast that with Kling 2.6. Kling is all about blazing fast, simultaneous audio-visual generation. It creates the video, the sound effects, the voiceover, and the ambient audio all in a single pass. It is a massive time saver for making TikToks and shorts. Oh, and if you need really precise directorial camera control, Runway Gen 4.5 is definitely the tool you want in your belt.
Next up, Section 5, the shift to AI agents.
This is honestly the most exciting evolution in the whole space right now, where models stop just talking and actually start doing. It's been a clear step-by-step evolution. Step 1 was chatbots browsing the web and giving us answers. Step 2 was when they gained access to specific apps and files. But Step 3, that's where we are today. Agents are now completing multi-step tasks right on your screen. Tools like OpenAI's Operator, Google's Project Mariner, and Anthropic's Computer Use act like digital interns. You can literally sit back and watch the AI navigate your screen, click around, fill out forms, and basically do your homework for you. But word to the wise, just like a real intern, they confidently make mistakes. You absolutely still need to double-check their work. Finally, Section 6, choosing your perfect stack. So what does this all mean for you? The absolute biggest takeaway from this explainer is that you should never marry just one model. You need to build a tool belt of 2 or 3 specialists. Your ultimate multi-model stack might look something like this: Gemini Flash for super fast everyday tasks within Google Apps, Claude Sonnet 4.5 or Opus 4.6 for deep coding and analysis, Perplexity for cited research so you don't get those "trust me bro" hallucinations, Grok to catch real-time trends on X, and maybe DeepSeek or Llama running locally when you need ultimate data privacy. This quote really hammers home the entire paradigm shift we've explored today. You don't use one app for everything unless you're still using Internet Explorer somehow, right? We have completely moved past the era of the one-size-fits-all generalist AI. Success right now is all about selecting the exact perfect specialist for the job at hand. And to wrap things up, I want to leave you with one final kind of provocative thought. We didn't heavily discuss AI music today, but generators like Suno V5 and Udio are now pumping out fully structured radio quality tracks with breathtaking vocals in like 30 seconds from a single text prompt. It sounds almost too good, but it raises a massive question. Who owns that song? The user who typed the prompt? The AI model itself? Or literally nobody? As these specialized tools become completely indistinguishable from human creation, the technology isn't just speeding up our workflows anymore. It's forcing us to question the very future of creativity and ownership itself. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this helps you build out your perfect AI tool belt.